1.6 billion naira vanished. The silent heist inside Nexfund Bank. It was meant to be just another Thursday morning in Lagos, chaotic, humid, and full of hustle. But by 10:47 a.m., a quiet panic had begun to spread inside the glass fortress of Nexfund Bank's Victoria Island headquarters. Not because of an armed robbery. Not because of hackers. But because of something far more dangerous. An inside job. A perfect crime. Planned not in darkness but under bright office lights. This is the story of how 1.6 billion Nigerian naira vanished, without a single alarm going off. On July 12, 2018, Emeka Dyke, head of internal audit, arrived at his office before 8 a.m., just like he had for the past 6 years. His office overlooked the bustling Adeola Odiku Street, but today his attention was fixed on a blinking red light on his landline. A voicemail. He hit play. Check account 557906162. Look at what happened in the last 48 hours. They're moving it, piece by piece. No name. No threat. No explanation. Emeka frowned. The voice was male. Unfamiliar. Flat, like someone reading a weather report. He shrugged it off at first. Spam call, maybe a prank. But something about the tone, it didn't sit right. He typed the account number into his secure terminal. And then he froze. 312 Nigerian nairas million, withdrawn in 2 days. But that wasn't the worst part. The destination account? An inactive microfinance bank in Ogun State, deregistered 2 years ago. By 2 p.m., Emeka had assembled a small task team. Quietly. No alerts. No emails. They combed through internal approvals, transaction logs, VPN entries. Within hours they uncovered something deeply disturbing. The withdrawals had been authorized. The documents were digitally signed. The IP used was internal Nexfund's own network. They traced the approvals back to a high-ranking executive. Mr. Alyamide Kalaje, Executive Director of Corporate Services. The same man who led the staff prayer every Monday. To outsiders, Alyamide was the image of trust. Polished. Harvard Business School alum. He was featured in business magazines, known for his spotless record and his open-door leadership. To his staff he was a mentor. To his wife and children, a loving father. To the public, a symbol of the bank's new rebranding campaign. Built on integrity. But beneath the polished suit and perfectly trimmed beard, something darker was brewing. That very morning, while Emeka and his team pored over logs, Alyamide was meeting with a man at a hotel bar in Ikoyi. No laptops. No notes. Just a flash drive and a burner phone. Over the next 3 days, Emeka's audit team uncovered a financial web. 7 shell companies tied to non-existent directors. 4 fictitious suppliers receiving regular payments. All funds eventually routed into crypto exchanges and offshore accounts in the Cayman Islands. The total amount? 1.6 billion Nigerian nairas. Siphoned in tiny, unnoticeable transactions over 7 months. Even the IT department's own system logs had been tampered with. The timestamps didn't match. Access logs were ghosted. Someone had created a backdoor into the bank's approval system. The backdoor was coded manually, during a system upgrade 6 months earlier. Only 2 people had admin access at the time. Alyamide Kalaje, and the now missing lead systems engineer, Segan Ghost Adebayo. By Monday morning news had reached the board. Alyamide was summoned. Calm, unfazed, he walked into the glass conference room with his signature smile. "Gentlemen, I'm sure there's been a terrible mistake," he began. But as Emeka projected the evidence onto the boardroom screen, login data, financial trails, transaction timestamps, the smile began to crack. Till he denied it all. Until someone mentioned the name, Ghost. And then, he stood up, straightened his jacket and said, "If I'm being accused, I want my lawyer. And I have nothing else to say." That was the last time he was seen at the bank. By midnight he had disappeared. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) joined the investigation by Wednesday. Using tower pings from burner phones, they traced Alyamide to a secret second apartment in Ikoyi, one even his wife didn't know about. Inside they found 83 million Nigerian nairas in cash. 2 foreign passports, UK and St. Kitts and Nevis. A document titled, Exit Plan Final Phase. And most chilling of all, a fake death certificate, in his own name. He had planned to vanish completely. But the twist? The entire operation may have gone unnoticed. If not for the driver. David, his loyal driver of 6 years, had always been quiet, observant, and reliable. One night while driving his boss home, he pretended to be asleep. Oyamide was on a call. Final transfers on Monday. I want the St. Kitts passport ready. I'll be dead by Thursday. David secretly recorded the conversation. Fearful of what might happen if he went to the police, he called the bank's anonymous whistleblower line. That one call changed everything. In exchange for immunity, David testified and handed over the voice recording. Oyamide was arrested at the border while trying to flee through Benin Republic with fake travel papers. In 2021 he was charged with conspiracy to defraud, criminal breach of trust, money laundering, possession of false identification documents. He received 14 years imprisonment, no option of fine. Segan Ghost Adebayo was never found. Only 387 million Nigerian nairas was recovered. The rest? Vanished. Swallowed by crypto shell accounts in quiet silence. In Nigeria's banking system, the biggest threats aren't men with guns. They're men in suits. Men who understand systems, trust, and loopholes. Men who say a prayer in the morning and commit the perfect crime by night. In the end, this wasn't just theft. It was betrayal. And like all perfect betrayals, it began with trust and ended in silence. Subscribe for more true crime stories that blur the line between justice and mystery. This is Crime Case Network, unraveling the mysteries of true crime cases. True crime uncovered. Please subscribe. Thank you.